Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Totally Dolls, the one corner of the internet where dolls reign supreme, where vinyl meets storytelling, and where your childhood nostalgia gets a fresh coat of shine. If you're new here, consider this your official invitation to pull up a chair, grab your drink of choice, whether it's a steaming latte, a sparkling soda, or a mug of tea with maybe too much sugar, and maybe a snack too. You're going to need it because today's adventure is going to be part unboxing, part spa day, and part philosophical musing about what it means to be a doll collector in a world that sometimes just doesn't understand. Now, let me set the scene. Picture me scrolling through listings with absolutely no intention, none, zip, zero, of adopting another doll. My shelves are already crowded. My budget is already whispering disapproval. And yet we all know how this story goes. There she was, truly me number 40, looking radiant even through the slightly pixelated seller photos. And here's the kicker. She has the Jess mode. If you'd been in the doll world long enough here in the Philippines, you know these beauties don't exactly stroll down the marketplace runway every day. They're elusive, rare little treasures. And if you don't pounce, someone else will. So, yes, friends, I move fast. Faster than I'd like to admit. Story of my life as a collector. I wasn't going to buy her until I did. And lucky me, she wasn't astronomically priced. My doll budget survived another day, and my collection grew in diversity. Because let's face it, my shelves are overrun with the classic mode. Don't get me wrong, I adore them. They're timeless, like the Audrey Hepburn of doll modes. But sometimes, you crave variety. You want faces that tell different stories, that add texture and richness to your doll family. And that's exactly what number 40 brings to the table. A new sculpt, a slightly different spark, and the excitement of something rare. Now, before you imagine she's perfect, let's be honest. No pre-loved doll comes without a little baggage. This one has a black mark on her arm, easily fixed with a dab of acne cream, as seasoned collectors know. And her limbs are looser than a sleepy toddler trying to stay awake during story time. But do I mind? Not at all. In fact, I relish it. Because here's a confession. I find doll restoration one of the most relaxing, soul-soothing hobbies out there. Tightening limbs? Bliss. Washing tangled hair? Therapeutic. Removing stubborn stains? Weirdly satisfying. There's something so magical about giving a doll a second chance. Every cup tells a story. Maybe number 40 belonged to a child who dressed her up for make-believe tea parties. Or maybe she sat on a shelf, quietly waiting for a moment to shine. I once bought a doll with frizzy matted hair, so wild she looked like she had survived a tornado. And after a long afternoon of conditioning and careful brushing, she looked like she just stepped out of a salon. And let me tell you, that before and after moment, pure serotonin. My favorite story though is from a few years ago when I fixed up a doll that has been through the wars. Marker on her face, dirt on her legs, hair like straw. I almost gave up, but after hours of cleaning, repairing, and just showing her a little patience, she looked incredible. When I showed her to a young cousin of mine, her eyes lit up. She couldn't believe the doll had ever been broken. That's the heart of doll collecting for me. Not just acquiring, but restoring, reviving, and cherishing. And truly me number 40, she's about to join that tradition. While tighten her limbs, a very simple but oddly meditative process, and maybe treat her arm mark and give her the love she deserves. She'll go from slightly floppy to standing tall, ready to join the ranks of dolls that have been saved, celebrated, and displayed with pride. Now, a little doll collecting tidbit for you. Did you know that limb tightening is one of the most common DIY repairs in the American girl world? Collectors have been doing it for decades, often sharing their surgery stories in forums and blogs. It's part science, part art, and part ritual. And cleaning a doll's vinyl? That's practically a rite of passage for any collector, like seasoning your first cast iron skillet or learning to ride a bike. You're not truly in the doll world until you've tackled a mysterious stain or a wayward wig. In my dream world, I'd have a whole workshop of dolls to fix up, not because I want them all, but because the process is so rewarding. Every doll deserves a little love, and honestly, it gives me love back. There's a joy in creating, in customizing, and breathing new life into something that others might pass over. It's like alchemy. You take the ordinary, the worn, the forgotten, and transform it into something extraordinary. And so, my dear Totally Dolls family, as I unbox this beautiful Truly Me number 40 and begin her transformation, I hope you feel the same excitement, that same wonder that comes with collecting. Because it's just never about the dolls. It's about the memories we make with them, the stories we tell through them, and the way they connect us to our childhood selves, to each other, and to a world where imagination never gets really old. I've decided to name my Truly Me number 40 doll Silphium. Why Silphium, you ask? Well, Silphium was a plant so rare and precious in the ancient world that it was considered priceless. The Greeks and Romans adored it. They used it as medicine, a spice, even a cure-all for just about everything. It was so beloved that people harvested it into extinction, and now it survives only in legends. Remember, there's something beautiful, valuable, and irreplaceable. I thought it was the perfect name for my doll because I wanted something that carried the weight of history, a touch of mystery, and the sense of being one of a kind. Just like the ancient Sylvium, my dolls feels like a treasure, something rare and extraordinary, a little piece of magic to keep safe and cherish. So here she is, my doll with a legendary name, Sylphium. And so, my dear Total Dolls family, as I show you my beautiful Truly Me number 40, Sylphium, and begin her transformation, I hope you feel the same excitement, the same wonder that comes with collecting, because it's never just about the dolls. It's about the memories we make with them, the stories we tell through them, and the way they connect us to our childhood selves, to each other, and to a world where imagination never really grows old. If you enjoyed hanging out with me today, I hope you did. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Totally Dolls if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below. Tell me about your favorite doll rescue story, or the one that got away. You know, the doll you saw and didn't buy, but still think about at 3 a.m. We've all been there. Until next time, friends, keep collecting, keep creating, and remember, every doll has a story, and sometimes you're the one who gets to write the next chapter.